guys, Mark Holmes here, my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys on these long trips, I'd probably fall asleep behind the wheel. So you guys are helping me stay awake. Now, something interesting that happened yesterday. Jeremy Maclin was cut by Kansas City after being there only 2 years. And that's one of those things that I always say about big name free agents. And I went on the record of saying that I thought Calais Campbell would have been a great acquisition for the Dallas Cowboys if they could get the right deal for him. Because I figured he could end up taking that defensive pass rush to another level. But be that as it may, what you generally see happen with these big name free agent signings and the Redskins, you can just go back through and it'll definitely prove this whole theory right. They're basically there for about 2 years. You know, you can look at Hainsworth. He signed a $100 million contract, walked away with 35 and only a few sacks to his name, and basically scorched earth policy. You can look at Nnamdi Asomugha, who was one of the best quarterbacks in the system that he was with the Raiders, went to Philadelphia, grabbed about $22 million, and didn't bust a grape. And Jimmy Maclin, he played pretty well, but his cap number was going to be $12.8 million this year. And so Kansas City decided to cut him because they wanted the cap room. But behind what happens with these big name free agents is usually a lot of dead money. So even though he's no longer on their team, they're going to get hit with a $7.8 million cap hit because it's dead money that was guaranteed money on the contract. So people get excited, you know, when you see all these big name free agent signings and things like that. You know, it's the off-season champions. But the reality is, free agency is just a tool. It's a tool to complement your team. It's the thing to do to get a piece here or a piece there. But you can't build a roster throughout it. And when you see teams that have gone through and tried to build their team through free agency, like the Eagles did a few years ago with Andy Reid, where they literally were out doing, quote unquote, with Vince Young saying, the dream team, they fell on their face. And then they tried to do it with Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly started getting rid of those drafted impact players and signing all these free agents. DeMarco Murray was there literally for 1 year. So I'm proud of what the Dallas Cowboys have been doing as far as free agency goes. Finding guys that hopefully will fit your system, that aren't going to leave a wake if you have to cut them, and sign them to free agent deals that are team friendly. And that's the only way you're going to win and be able to sustain winning in the NFL. So hats off again to the Dallas Cowboys for not getting into that trap. The last big name free agent they signed, Brandon Carr, and to be honest with you, he's the exception and not the rule. Very rarely do you see free agent players live out the length of their contract, and that he did. 5 years, $55 million. But hey, I'm not mad at Brandon Carr. I'm happy that he got what he got, but that wasn't exactly the best way to use your resources. So got about another 75 miles to get there, and then have to drive back after moving all this stuff. But hey, it is what it is. So expect to see quite a few videos from me today as I'm driving and thinking. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Joe Boo, and thank you guys for being a part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.